this video, I'm going to show you one of the many wonderful smaller cities in Germany. This is historic downtown Lübeck, Germany, also known as the Marzipan Capital of the world. Today, we're going to take a look around the old town with all of its beautiful sights and historic buildings. Los geht's! Lübeck is a city with around 220,000 inhabitants in the German state of Schleswig-Holstein. The city's history dates all the way back to the 9th century. In the 12th century, Lübeck grew into one of the most important cities in the Hanseatic League, which was a medieval network of merchant guilds and market towns in Central and Northern Europe. Lübeck's historic Old Town, which is located on an island in the Trave River, has been recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In addition, Lübeck has the highest number of tall churches of any city in the world, with 6 church steeples that are more than 100 meters tall. As I mentioned in the introduction, Lübeck is known as the Marzipan Capital of the world. And yes, the correct German pronunciation is Marzipan, not Marzipan. In my video about my favorite foods in Germany, I already spoke about how much I love marzipan. Let's just say that I've been a huge fan of it ever since I lived in Germany as a child. For those that don't know, marzipan is a confection that's made of sugar and ground almonds that sometimes also includes almond oil or extract. Now, the marzipan in Lübeck is special because it has higher quality requirements than your average marzipan. For a product to qualify as Lübeck marzipan, it must have no more than 30% sugar. And for it to be considered Lübeck fine marzipan, it must have no more than 10% sugar. There are several manufacturers of marzipan in Lübeck, but the largest and most well-known is Niederegger. What's interesting about this marzipan is that it contains 100% almond paste and no sugar. Niederegger has a museum, shop, and cafe right in the heart of Lübeck on the main pedestrian street called Breite Straße. The shop is huge and has hundreds of varieties of marzipan. The cafe above the shop has all kinds of wonderful cakes that are made with marzipan. It truly is the land of marzipan. Of course, Lübeck is known for more than just delicious treats. It's also nicknamed the City of the Seven Towers, or Stadt der Sieben Türme in German. These 7 towers are the steeples of the city's 5 Protestant churches: St. James, St. Giles, St. Mary's, Lübeck Cathedral, and St. Peter's. These 5 beautiful churches are all worth visiting and admiring inside and out. And 2 of them are in particularly nice settings. St. Mary's is right next to the central market square and the historic town hall. And St. James stands directly across from the lovely Geibelplatz, which has this gorgeous garden blooming in it during the warmer months. As you walk around town to check out all of the historic churches, you can also enjoy Lübeck's shopping streets that are filled with cute little cafes, restaurants, and of course, lots of shopping. Here's the main shopping street I already mentioned, Breite Straße, which cuts right through the middle of the old town and is fully pedestrianized. And there are lots of little offshoots from Breite Straße that are also worth walking through. But the main streets that I recommend you check out are Pfaffenstraße, Fleischhauerstraße, and Höchststraße. Believe it or not, even after you've eaten all the marzipan you can eat, marveled at all of the churches, and shopped at all of the boutique stores, there's still more for you to see in Lübeck. 3 of Lübeck's most prominent sites can be found right next to each other at the main entrance to the Old Town: the Holsten Tor City Gate, the Salzspeicher used in the salt trade, which helped secure Lübeck's power in the Middle Ages, and the Obertrave Harbor. The Holsten Tor is the most prominent gate into the Old Town, and it's a must-see. But there's also a second gate that's worth having a look at too, the Burgtor on the northern edge of the Old Town. You can get to the Burgtor by walking along the river from the Obertrave Harbor. Along the way, you can stop at Drehbrückenplatz. This is a nice little plaza with views of the Trave River and many historic buildings along the waterfront. Another nice place in Lübeck for you to look at is this quaint little courtyard that's surrounded by small row homes, Glandorpshof. But please note that since people live here, the times for the public to enter are limited to 9 a.m. to noon and 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Before we move on, I just want to say that the entire Old Town is really worth exploring because it's full of lots of interesting streets, alleys, and historic buildings. Finally, if you've fully explored Lübeck and you have the time, there are 2 nearby cities that are also worth visiting for day trips, Travemünde and Hamburg. Travemünde is about a 45-minute bus ride from Lübeck, and it's a lovely seaside resort and port on the Baltic Sea. And Hamburg, which you may already know, is the second largest city in Germany and a major international port that's full of tons of attractions and activities. You can reach downtown Hamburg in just under an hour taking a train direct from Lübeck. Thanks for joining me on this little trip to Lübeck. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to sharing more interesting places like this in the future for anyone considering living in or visiting Germany. I'll see you again soon. Tschüss, bis später!